This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. Listener Gnome writes in, many of my job tasks depend on other people to complete, my boss, my colleague, my partners, my vendors, etc. I get stuck and sometimes I forget to follow up on them and I don't complete them. Do you have any tips for tackling tasks when I'm dependent on other people in order to complete them? Gnome, you've put your finger on the problem with productivity. It's other people. Whenever they get involved, we are inconvenienced. Cable TV is full of shows like The Dog Whisperer and The Cat Wrangler. Well, what we need is a people whisperer. Someone to make all of those pesky people do what the sensible thing is. Do what the right thing is. Do what we want. I've taken steps in the past to fill this role. In episode 370, A Fail-Proof Way to Get Coworkers to Keep Their Promises, I give a fail-proof way to get coworkers to keep their promises. You can find the episode at getitdoneguy.com/coworkers. It's all based on mind control, leverage, and leather whips tipped with red silk tassels. But in this case, your question isn't how to brainwash them into mindless happy compliance with your wishes. You want to know something much, much deeper. How do you keep track of everything so that nothing falls on the floor? Because sometimes what falls on the floor is full of nitroglycerin, and that gets a little bit awkward. Delegation isn't just for managers anymore. You're wrestling with a problem that all new managers wrestle with, which is how to track and manage delegation. But I'm not a manager, you cry. Surprise! In 2017, many workers have no work ethic, they feel no obligation to keep commitments, and they need to be managed, even if they're your bosses or coworkers. And the best news of all? You get to do the job of manager without formal authority and certainly without any pay increase. Woohoo! It's progress! It could be worse. You could be an Uber driver. In order for your life to be better, you're going to have to start tracking everyone around you. It doesn't have to be comprehensive tracking like the NSA, where you record their GPS location and listen to their conversations through their cell phone. These are your coworkers we're talking about. They do nothing that's worth eavesdropping on. Track deliverables and timetables. When you're in the middle of a maelstrom of work that depends on other people, use a paper grid or a spreadsheet to create a delegation tracking matrix. You can download one from getitdoneguy.com/coworkers. Across the top, create 6 columns. Label them item number, who, assigned, what, due, and status. When you're expecting something from someone, you fill in a line on the spreadsheet recording what it is that you're waiting for. Here's what each column means. Item number is just a sequence number. Every time you enter a delegation, use the next highest number, and this gives you a really quick way to refer to the delegation. When your boss says, "Where's that report?" you can say, "I'm still waiting on deliverable number 3 in order to produce it." Your boss says, "Deliverable number 3, what's that?" You pull out your table and consult it with a furrowed brow. It's the raw market data which was due from you 3 weeks ago. What's the status of that? Who is the initials of the awesome coworker who has promised you their work. When you enter a row into the delegation matrix, make sure the person in the who column actually knows that you're expecting something from them. Assigned is the date that your awesome coworker made the promise. You can think of that as the date that they began their fall from grace. What is a brief description of the deliverable that they're supposed to deliver, and whose failure to deliver will be the embodiment of their fall from grace. Due is the date they promised to deliver their deliverable, and it marks the end of their fall from grace and the beginning of their life as a known failure, a parasitic despot whose primary function is to feed off your achievement instead of pulling their own weight. And finally, status is either open, closed, or late. Open means that you're still waiting for the deliverable. Closed means that it's arrived, and it's wonderful, and they are once again elevated to the status of awesome coworker. And late, well, I don't have to tell you what that means. Review your list regularly. Now that you have your delegation matrix, review it at the start of each day. If you have it in a spreadsheet, you can sort by status to show quickly which things are still open or late, so you can pursue those with razor-sharp focus. Choose a late deliverable to pursue. Notice who your offending coworker is, and then sort the spreadsheet by the who column and find all of the different ways that your evil coworker is letting you down. Then just casually drop by their cubicle and say, "Hope your day is going well. I just wanted to check in on the status of deliverables 3, 81, 9, 16, 47, 11, 19, and 23. According to the delegation matrix, they were all due last week, as you promised." Do this enough and you can shame them into doing their job. You can also sort by due date to see what's coming up. And then when you drop by those coworkers, you can casually mention how much you're looking forward to the deliverables 2, 22, and 33. Successful delivery will be evidence of their innate goodness as a human being. Check out the page at getitdoneguy.com/coworkers to see a sample delegation tracking sheet in the flesh. We can't all have perfect, awesome coworkers. We get the average ones, and sometimes we need to ride herd on those coworkers so that they get us what we need to do our job. By pretending we've delegated their own job to them, using a delegation matrix will help you keep track of who owes you what and when, so that you can make sure that none of the balls get dropped. And if that fails, Gnome, consider becoming a hypnotist. Then just take control of their free will by walking up behind them and saying, well, we'll save that for another episode. I'm Steve Robbins. Follow Get It Done Guy on Twitter and Facebook. I run programs to help people have extraordinary careers. If you want to know more, and you do, visit steverrobbins.com or join my personal mailing list by texting Get It Done to 33444. You'll also get a free copy of my secret book chapter on how to build relationships that help you succeed. Work less, do more, and have a great life.